Leslie Basie first to kind of talk about her reaction to what happened with Morgan Geyser.
Thank you, Hillary. And good afternoon, everyone. I just found out yesterday about the escape, Morgan Geyser escaping from her placement in Dane. As Hillary indicated, I'm not here to talk about that investigation. My understanding is that the Dane County law enforcement is investigating her leaving her placement and what occurred after that. What I do know is that she left, she cut off her bracelet, she fled to from her escape would be handled by the Dane County District Attorney's Office. Enforcement not only in Dane County, but also throughout the area, because obviously she was taken into custody in Illinois and currently in custody. What happens from here? There is an extraditable warrant for her arrest. We are verifying with Cook County, which currently has Ms. Geyser in their office, is also in contact with the authorities to see how they can best handle getting her from Illinois back to the custody of Department of Health Services, which is whose custody she has been in since she was actually committed by the court. With regard to what happens from here, once Ms. Geyser is brought back to Waukesha County, it will be up to Department of Health Services whether they file a petition to revoke her conditional release. We are certainly hopeful that they do proceed with that. We fully support it. We support that she should be in custody. Not only should she have been in custody from 2014 forward, but also Attorney Nikolai in, I believe it was January of this year, and therefore we will be fully supporting a petition if one is filed. Obviously, our thoughts are with the victim and the victim's family during this time. It's unfortunate, but we found out yesterday morning that the escape. Victim witness was immediately notified of this information. The director of the victim witness unit, Jen Dunn, did reach out to the victim and her family. We were told that they had not been informed prior to Ms. Dunn reaching out to them that Morgan had escaped. And I'm able to verify that when we spoke with the victim's family, or when Ms. Dunn spoke with the victim's family at 12:20 this afternoon, they still had not been informed by any other agency other than our own that she had escaped, which is very concerning. While she was on loose, we were very concerned about the safety of the victim and her family, as well as our community. We are continuing to assist them in this process. We are updating them. Our office is updating them as to what is happening, but that certainly was a concern that they were not notified of this and were probably. What we know is that there was a period of time between approximately 8 o'clock on Saturday evening in custody yesterday, in which she was not monitored by any person. She was on the loose, and her whereabouts were unknown. We take this very seriously. Our office will not get involved again in this case until a motion to revoke her conditional release is filed. And go back to court. We will fully support that motion and that petition to revoke her conditional release. And we will then go before a judge to make a decision on whether or not she will be returned to conditional release or whether she would be returned to institutionalized care, which is where she came from. And that's all I have at this time.
Can you file that motion to have her revoked or not?
No, the state, we cannot. Department of Health Services, per statute, has to file that motion. She is in their custody.
Can you appeal to them or talk to them and request that?
We are in contact with the Department of Health Services, but ultimately it is their decision.
So in March, Defense Attorney Tony Cox said that a group home would have more restrictions in place than Winnebago. Was the DA's office receiving regular updates on Ms. Geyser's time at the group home? And if so, what was that day like, monitoring like?
I do not know what the monitoring was like. I don't believe that we received any updates, although I would confer with Attorney Nikolai. We did not. Obviously, he was misstating the nature of the monitoring that was taking place.
So the warrant that you're speaking of, is that issued by Dane County or the state or?
The Department of Health Services did forward that warrant to our intake judge last night, and the intake judge, from what I saw this morning, did sign that.
So it's a Waukesha County warrant
Correct.
because DHS requested it?
This is out of Waukesha County. That's why it will come back to Waukesha County for the decision if a petition to revoke her conditional release is filed.
All right, I think that's a little why this is a little confusing because is there a criminal case in Dane County then? Is that a crime to cut your bracelet off if you're not under a criminal?
Certainly is. Again, this is a Dane County decision. As I looked at the statute, it looks like you can escape, be charged with a felony for escaping under a 971 commitment. Also, if there was damage to the bracelet when she cut it off, which I assume that there would be, that would be a crime as well. But again, that's outside Waukesha County's purview. That would be a decision, law enforcement in Dane County, who leads the investigation, would refer charges over if they believed it was appropriate, and the Dane County DA's office would make that decision.
So just to clarify, I apologize.
No, that's
So
okay.
the warrant that she would be returned to Wisconsin on would be a Waukesha County warrant. She would be returned to Waukesha County in custody?
That's what I believe, because